This is the fun bit. Hey! Hi, I'm Elizabeth of Earl Grey Crochet, and today I'll be sharing with you a little bit about some yarn cakes, which are very popular with crocheters at the moment, especially online. They come in many different thicknesses, sizes, colours, and materials. I have two different types of yarn cake with me at the moment. The first is this beautiful sheep cheese whirl. It's a 4-ply yarn, which is 60% cotton and 40% acrylic. I ordered mine from Wool Warehouse, where they sell it for £17.50 or about $30 Australian. Now that might seem like a lot of money, but it is 1,000 meters of yarn here, which will make you a large shawl. Like, I'm thinking of either making the Adlothia shawl or the Lost in Time shawl, both of which are available for free on Ravelry. I'll link those down in the doobly-doo. On the cheaper end of the scale are these Karen cakes, which in Australia are available in Spotlight for $15. Be aware though, once they get stock in, they do tend to disappear pretty quick. These are about a 10-ply yarn, and they are 80% acrylic and 20% wool, and they're 200 grams or 350 meters, so there's a lot less yardage than the sheep cheese whirl. The Karen cakes are a cheaper option than sheep cheese whirl and many other gradient cakes. They make up bulkier and warmer garments, and they work up quicker because you're usually using a bigger hook. Another main difference, you can see with the whirl, there's a gradual colour change throughout the cake, which they create by changing one strand of the yarn colour at a time, whereas with the Karen cakes, it's an immediate change from one colour to the next. I recently made myself this Desert Wind scarf using a purple Karen cake. It's a free pattern, which I'll link in the doobly-doo down below. And I also came across a beautiful blue Karen cake where the colours reminded me of a friend of mine that I haven't been able to spend as much time with recently. So I'm going to make her a Desert Wind scarf and post it off to her, and then I'll upload this video. So let's get started. Now, the pattern and the ball band both recommend a 5mm hook. However, I'm using a 4.5mm hook just because at the moment I tend to crochet a bit more loosely. And I don't like my chains to be too loose. One of my favourite things about these yarn cakes is you can create a whole project of a reasonable size with multiple colours in it without too many ends to weave in. However, especially with the Karen cakes, because the colour changes are so obvious, sometimes you'll end up with a weird colour change in the middle of a row or something. Which, if that bothers you, can be a problem. It also depends on the project that you're using it for. Like this one, it doesn't matter too much, because when you're wearing it, you don't really notice which part of the row the colour changes on. If you'd like to give this free pattern a go, check out the link down below. Just keep in mind that there's one side of the triangle that is always straight, and the other side is where all your increases will be for the first half and all your decreases will be for the second half. While I crochet, I love to watch YouTube videos or Netflix or listen to audiobooks. At the moment I'm listening to Amy Poehler's Yes Please. Okay, so while we watch me crochet, let's talk about some of the things you can see in the background. I guess we'll start with the most obvious one. Most obviously we have a huge purple octopus, which if you've been following me on Instagram for a while, you would have seen last year. I made him, his name is Oscar the octopus. I made him from a pattern from Simply Crochet magazine, issue 46. He's almost as big as my head, like his head is nearly the same size as mine. He's pretty cool. And his little buddies next to him, his little jellyfish, they're available in my Etsy shop actually. So you can go check out Earl Grey Crochet on Etsy and you can see them if you're interested in buying them. Next to them we have the little purple head doll, and her name is Zoe. I made her up of my own design. She has pink tights and no shoes, and she has pink eyes as well, and purple hair. I guess, you know, in a dream world, my hair would be cut short like that and bright purple as well, but that would be insane to maintain, so that's not going to happen. Next to her we have a doll who is crocheting. She's wearing a scarf that she's crocheted, and she's got a little ball of yarn next to her, and she's holding a little crochet hook that Matt made for me out of a chopstick. He just carved it away from a chopstick, and yeah, she's holding her yarn on a little hook. So she was from a pattern, also from Simply Crochet magazine in issue 39, and she's designed by Ilaria Kaleri. I'll put her Instagram name on the screen as well. I really enjoy following her on Instagram. She has so many beautiful designs. She's actually recently released a book called Amigurumi Globetrotters, which has lots of different animals traveling all over the world and doing all their different hobbies, which they're just adorable. On the next shelf down, we have, starting at the right hand side again, we have Phoebe the Fox in red. This is a Lali Lala pattern. Maybe you've heard of her. She has lots of great patterns. You can find her also on Etsy and Instagram as Lali Lala, or no, on Instagram she's as Lali La Land. And so Phoebe the Fox was, when I started her, was originally going to be a present, but as often happens, I start presents for other people and then decide that I need to keep them for myself. So then I have to start something else to replace the present I was going to give to someone. The replacement present was a sheep that was also a Lali Lala pattern. So Phoebe is wearing a knitted scarf, and I learnt to knit so that I could give Phoebe a scarf. I haven't done much knitting since then. I tried knitting a sock, and I think I knitted a red and white and green striped scarf for a little bear for Christmas. But that's about it. Next to Phoebe we have Rita the Rabbit. She's also a Lali Lala pattern. It's actually a free modification, so you have to buy the base pattern from Lali Lala, and then Rita is a free modification. She doesn't have any arms yet, and I made her over a year ago. I decided to crochet her really tightly for some reason, and so it's not very motivating to try to make the arms, because to have everything to scale, I have to crochet her arms just as tightly. So she'll probably have no arms for quite a long time. She does have a beautiful purple rose cross stitch on her belly, which I really enjoyed. I've since done other cross stitch onto crochet, as you would have seen if you watched my last video on whips and cowls, with my Hugo cowl, which is coming along nicely. Next to Rita we have a giraffe. This giraffe doesn't have a name. He was made as a gift for when one of my friends was pregnant. Unfortunately, that pregnancy ended in a miscarriage, so the baby never got a name and never received the giraffe. So I feel it's fitting for the giraffe to stay here with me and continue not having a name. Next to the giraffe we have little bunny rabbit I made up, just maybe to fit in a teacup or something. It's pretty cute. And this whole little corner, Matt and I bought last year when we went to IKEA, and this couch, this armchair is my favourite. It's the best. It's so comfy. I can curl up, as you can see, in almost any position, and I really enjoy having my little corner full of crocheted and yarny goodness to hang out in. We also bought the bookcase while we were at IKEA. Matt and I had fun putting that together. It's really handy. The top few shelves have my yarn stored on them, and then obviously you can see lots of my amigurumi and things like that. There's a few crochet books and some colouring pencils. And down at the bottom, you can't really see, but we also have my sewing machine and a box of other sewing supplies and various half-made projects, including sewing and cross-stitch and crochet and all sorts of things. We also got the lamp and this little kind of side table with some drawers at IKEA. The drawers are really handy. I actually put some boxes in there as dividers. You can have a look on my blog, elgraycrochet.com, to see the kind of layout that we have in there. It's pretty handy to have those little dividers in there. this purple bunting I received as a gift from one of my old housemates a few years ago. I didn't use it for quite a long time. I don't know why. Just sat in one of my boxes somewhere, and then yeah, when we made this corner I decided to get it out. It's such beautiful colours. I love all those shades of purple with all little gold flowers all over them. It's just perfect for this little corner, really. Although maybe a crocheted one would be slightly more appropriate. As you can see, I still have 2 more Karen cakes, and of course every time I walk into Spotlight I'm tempted to buy more whenever they're there. So if you have any other patterns with Karen cakes that you'd like to see me make, yeah, put them down below in the comments. I might give them a go. I'd like to make something a bit different. And yeah, if I don't post them on YouTube, I'll almost certainly post them on Instagram. Anyway, hope you enjoyed watching me crochet. There we go, all done. I just need to weave in the ends. I might even hang some tassels on the end if I can figure out how to do that. And then I'll be shipping it off to my friend. Even though I'll be seeing her on her birthday, I want to send this to her a bit early so she can use it a bit more during winter. And I always love receiving parcels in the mail, so that's what I'm going to do. See ya!